Hi guys, welcome back, and today I'll be doing the next part for If Gohan Died to Raditz. Now last time we left off with the Frieza saga ending much faster and much sooner than it normally did. With the group suffering no casualties, we joined them back at Guru's place. Not long after Goku had killed Frieza, the group being happy they wished the group here. More importantly, they were happy they wished Goku to the planet to get him a bit here faster. Now, the group are celebrating, it's just a small one. However, the dragon who has stuck around grows impatient, demanding the group make their final wish, with the group deciding to bring back Yamcha and then head back home. However, when the wish doesn't work, they try and figure out a bit more with the Namekians explaining what's going on. They then decide that the best idea is to ask Yamcha what to do. Now, upon asking Yamcha, he just tells them the best idea he has is to just go back to Earth and bring him back with the Earth Balls. With the Namek group thinking this is a pretty solid idea, they decide to use the final wish to get taken back to Earth so they don't have to travel anywhere near as much. And after arriving back on Earth thanks to the wish being granted, the group make a quick discussion about collecting the Dragon Balls, and everyone heads off in their own direction. With this only taking the group a couple of hours, and it's not too much of a struggle. The group bring back Yamcha, the bandit being happy to be back alive, with him and Bulma sharing a hug. The group celebrate their second win within a few days. Before long, everyone has a nice little celebration before everyone starts to leave for home, with everything going into a time of peace now. During this time, all Z fighters continue their training. Yes, even Chi-Chi keeps up some light training, thanks to the fact that she has brought the whole Sun family closer because of her training. And on top of the whole Sun family, now we have an extra member. This is being Goten being born. During this time of peace, Chi-Chi and Goku decided to have another kid. And something else interesting that happens during these 2 years is Yamcha and Bulma get married. Goku masters the technique of the Wrathful Saiyan form, and he also teaches it to Gohan, who can now also use it in a great mastered state. At the start of his training, Goku would hold the form for nearly days just to try and get a better grip on it. And at some point he managed to just act normal, walk around his house, live his everyday life in the Wrathful Saiyan form. Now, something I feel like I need to mention here about Goten, who I briefly brought up, is that Goten's power is probably much more potent. He's probably got loads of potential. Probably not as much as canon or above his canon self, however, I believe it could be considerable that he's close. After all, his mother is also much stronger than normal. Goku also has the Wrathful Saiyan form, so what I'm saying is it's very possible that he could have somewhat the same potential as his canon self, which is quite impressive for this part of the story. However, that's just a small thing I wanted to touch upon. Now, after 2 years of peace, where all of this happened, like I said, one day inside the Sun House, the group sensed something strange. Like, super strange. It seems to be another Gohan's power, but that doesn't make sense because Gohan's there. But there's also someone else with this other Gohan, which is the reason all the other Z fighters start heading towards it, with the Sun family, after sensing 2 Gohans, decided to head there. Now, upon arriving, the group notice what looked to be 2 people. The 2 fly up and introduce themselves, one with one arm saying how he is Gohan, and the other introducing himself as Goten, with the pair explaining how they're from the future, and everyone almost having a nervous breakdown. They go on to explain what is normally explained to Goku in canon, with Goku still getting the heart medicine, and future Goten and future Gohan showing off the Super Saiyan form. And after seeing this, both Goku and Gohan are impressed and want to learn it. Future Gohan explains it to be what he believes to be the next evolution for the Wrathful Saiyan form that his father discovered years ago. With Goku, after hearing how it works, sort of sees this as the logical outcome. Now, the 2 time travelers have a brief bit more of a conversation before they start to leave, with Goten whispering over to his older brother's ear, asking if he seems cool and if he had a first good impression with his father, with Gohan smiling over to his younger brother, making a thumbs up. This gets a genuinely good smile out of Goten, which he hasn't had in years. He turns around to give his father a wave, explaining how they will be back in 3 years to help in the fight. Now, before we jump to the group's training, I do want to explain why and how Gohan is alive here. Honestly, it's just one small change. The fact that Chi-Chi is still a fighter means that in the first battle against the android, she happened to be there. She dropped off Goten at Bulma's to look after him, and then she head off to fight during the battle. Now, like the others, Chi-Chi dies during this battle. However, with her final remaining breath, she looks over to her oldest son, Gohan, asking him to look after his younger brother for as long as he possibly can. Gohan taking this to heart, not wanting to leave his younger brother, he sort of takes up the role of a father in some sort of sense, but obviously he is just a much closer brother than most people have, with Gohan always being there even when Goten was young. While Gohan would train, he would leave him with Bulma, meaning that Bulma and Gohan never really separated too much, and they always spent a lot of time around each other, which probably did help Gohan a little bit mentally. Now, much like normal, we'll cut forward to when Gohan loses his arm in the battle against the androids, and thanks to this he can keep his younger brother alive. But when it comes to the time to battle the androids 1v1, the same time that future Gohan would have done it in canon, he doesn't do it. He wants to make sure he can keep an eye on his younger brother, so he can, live up to the promise he made. And of course this means that whole city is destroyed and killed, but also means we keep Gohan here, so it's a worthwhile trade in someone's opinion. Now, after seeing this and hearing this back in the past, the group decide that it's time to get ready to start training harder and fight the androids whenever they arrive, with Goku and Gohan hoping to achieve the Super Saiyan form. So the group start training. Now, Goku, Gohan, Piccolo and Chi-Chi all train together, with Chi-Chi having to stop and start. After all, she has to look after her newborn Goten. However, after the first year, she begins to trust Bulma to look after her son. After all, Bulma and Yamcha have just had their own kid, so she's probably a bit better at it. And their newborn child, being a baby girl, gets named Bra or Bulla. I don't know which people prefer. I don't really mind. Now, Bulma does go around to the Sun House whenever she is looking after Goten. Even though he's a bit older now and he should be approaching 2, she still just goes to where he feels comfortable, and it also means Yamcha starts joining the group for training sessions, meaning that the group have another training partner, and thanks to this, all the training and everything that's going on through Goku's head, he does achieve the Super Saiyan form, which proves to be a lot stronger than the Wrathful Saiyan form, with Gohan now learning how to use it thanks to his father, and the two continue training until both of them have got it down to a good understanding. They haven't unlocked any of the grades, they've just got the forms. Now after 3 years, the group have become stronger, and I want to cover some power levels here, and then I'm probably going to wrap up the video. Now Goku probably made it to 130 mil, and in Super Saiyan that's a 6.5 bill. Thanks to training a lot over the last 5 years, Goku had managed to not only achieve Super Saiyan, but also grow a lot stronger thanks to him having a huge amount of people to train with. Following him would be Gohan, who's got a power level of 100 mil. Would put his Super Saiyan form at a power level of 5 bill. Now, Gohan has gotten a bit more used to fighting, and he wants to prevent the future from ever happening so his younger brother doesn't have to suffer. So he's training hard. Piccolo is at a power level of 200 mil. He has been training a lot with the Sun family thanks to his better relationship with Goku and the whole family in general, so he grew a lot during this time of training. Next up is Chi-Chi, and I've put her power level at about 25 mil. She began to fall behind a bit. After all, she has had to look after her newborn son Goten. However, once she could start training, she did get some good growth from it, and is happy with how she did. Next up is Yamcha, who's got a power level of 35 mil. He got a lot stronger thanks to his training around the Sun House, and he also wants to protect his newborn daughter Bulla, so he has been trying his hardest. Next up is Krillin, and Krillin got a 40 mil power level. I have given Krillin the slight edge over Yamcha as he started at a higher point, and we all know Krillin and Tien tend to train harder than Yamcha, so I'm just going to say that he just managed to stay above his friend. And finally is Tien, who's got a power level of 50 mil, and he is Tien, he's a goddamn unit, no more explanations need to be said. Now, with that, I'm going to leave off with the group just meeting up the day of the android's attack, so I can jump into the next step and cover pretty much a lot of the android saga, and hopefully it should be enjoyable. But for now, I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you have a great day or a good night, and I'll see you next time.